What up? It's your buddy Incredible Man. Yes, I'm back at it again, and this is Dr. Stone, episode 13, discussion/review, and it was a wonderful episode, man. This was a completely fun episode, man. It was absolutely wonderful, and I loved everything about it, and I had fun the whole time watching this episode. There was such joy coming from this episode, man, and towards the end, when that scene with Kinro happened, was absolutely wonderful, man. But the whole episode was absolutely fun. So let's get into it, man. So right off the back, it started right after last week's episode where they were gathering the sulfuric acid to make the antibiotic for Ruri. And yeah, so they were having just like a fun time talking about gathering all the materials and combining and making everything, because they already had most of this stuff. So that's what the whole setup was. And now they have the sulfuric acid to put with everything else they've already gathered to make the antibiotic. And that's what they were explaining at the beginning of this episode. And I love that. I absolutely loved it. It was so fun. We have Senku explaining what everything is for us and for Kohaku and Suika and Kinro and Ginro and everyone else. So that's what I love about Dr. Stone, man. Like, it's super entertaining and it's fun to watch, but you're also learning at the same time. I'm not going to go out and make my own antibiotics, but it's also nice to learn how it's done and enjoy it being done on screen. So then he's going through all of the chemicals and everything. He's explaining it and everything. And we have Suika, every time Senku said, well, this is dangerous, like it'll melt your skin, it'll make you go blind. And we have Suika just sitting there terrified by everything that's happening. And then we have Kohaku who's like, well, you seriously can't be giving this to my sister, right? I know you're not giving this to my sister. Calm down. It's going to be fine. We're going to mix it with some other stuff, and it's going to be fine. Then it was like, we need ammonia. So then him and Chrome go over, and they pee. And they end up peeing in a container, and like there's a little miniature rainbow and everything, and Kohaku's like furious. I know y'all don't expect her to drink that. They're like, no, you're getting carried away. And then we have something hilarious, man. We have Ginro telling everyone that he signed Senku up for the tournament. Because there's a specific set of rules throughout the tournament. You have to be 14, unmarried, and, that's pretty much all of the rules. So Senku can enter in the tournament, through a loophole. But that's a good thing, because like Ginro said, he had this all thought out, him and Senku, and they are going to rig the tournament. They're going to rig the tournament because then they showed like a little background shot of Ginro attacking Senku, and Senku was like, I'm defeated. And then it was so hilarious, man. That's why I love Ginro. Chrome is still best boy all day, because he also stood up in this episode too, man. We had him practicing on a target as well, and I loved the little extra background shots where he was practicing, and it was like and that was fun. But that's what I enjoyed about this episode. It was fun. It was completely fun. The whole episode was fun. But I love that Kinro and Ginro, like, Ginro was like, we're going to rig the tournament. Him and Senku had this whole elaborate plan set out and everything. And then they look like snakes talking to Kinro. Like, we got it. You're going to do it, all right? We're going to throw ourselves. Like, if we have to fight you, we're going to throw the fight. So I loved it. It was so fun. This episode was so fun and hilarious. And it was so enjoyable at the same time, man. Then we get to the tournament pretty much starting. Let's just go ahead and start from there. And well, before that, we find out the brackets. We find out the whole who's gonna fight who. We had Suika pretty much wishing, they were like, please let so and so fight so and so. Let Kinro fight Ginro. Let Senku fight Ginro, and Ginro fight Senku, and Kohaku fight Ginro, and Chrome fight Kohaku. It was. She had this whole thing set out, so like in which order to go, so they can and have it finally set up to either Kohaku or Kinro to fight Magma. But it didn't go like that, man. Kinro and Magma had to fight at the beginning of the fight. So after they found out the brackets, they went back to kind of work out a strategy, since it went no way in the way that they wanted it to go. But that's when it got interesting. That's when the whole story got way more interesting, because we have Mantle, which is Magma's flunky, excuse me, which is Magma's flunky, and he started listening and eavesdropping on Senku and Chrome and everyone else. And he stole Suika because she was going to go get some more materials from down by the river to make like an energy drink that Senku was making to boost everyone's stamina in the tournament. And Ginro drank it all. He drank it all like you didn't really need it. You had no intentions of finally making it all the way to the ending of the tournament. But he drank it all and was just eating everything. So Suika volunteered to go get more, and Mantle kidnapped her and tied her up. So then we jumped straight to the tournament. And like I said, it was the first part of the tournament, and it was Magma versus Kinro. Dude, at the start of the tournament, Kinro was straight beast, man. This dude was going ham. We all know that he has the fuzzy sickness, so he can't really see if it's too far back. But since they were so close to each other, he was laying into Magma, man. And then we have just before it started, we have Mantle appearing. Well, Suika fell in the river. She's drowning. And Kohaku, since you're the fastest, you have to save her. Chrome and Senku immediately called that out for what it was. A lie. Dude, there's no way we trust you. There's no way. So, of course, then they started stomping, dude. But then the fight started, man, and Kinro was going ham. But then Magma started to take him serious, and he pulled back. And that's where everything kind of went sideways for Kinro, man, because he couldn't see because of the fuzzy sickness. But I love the fact that in this whole time, I skipped it because I really wanted to make it known. Just before the start of the tournament, we have Ruri come down and say she knows Senku. Like, do you know the person? No, but I've known him for a long time. Because when Senku's name was introduced to the whole village, because he can take part in the tournament now, she was like, I knew Senku. I know Senku. How do you know him? And in this village, there's no last names. Everybody's either Chrome, Suika. There's no last names. Ruri comes down, talks to Senku, and says, what's your last name? And then she goes, Ish. Then she collapses. And he went to check on her, but then they were like, back away from the princess. Like he done something. She was already sick. But with this village, without knowing anybody, they're not having last names and all of this stuff that happened in the 3,500 years ago. How does she know what a last name is? And it can't just be because of the mysterious book that's passed down to village priestess every time. What is going on in this village, man? There's so much more. This is what I'm talking about. That's what made this so fun. The story is so much deeper than what we are expecting. Manga readers is probably they probably know, but anime only watchers, this is so deep, man. She asked Senku what was his last name. They don't know last names because they all have first names in this village. There's no such thing as a last name in this village. So how does she know what a last name is? Everyone around her was like, last name? What's a last name? What? That's what I'm saying. What is Ruri hiding? Or this book has to be way more elaborate than what's going on, than what they're making it out to be, because there's no way she should know what a last name is. And Senku has been in stone for 35,000 years. 37? 35? Either way, it's 3,000 something years. So, what is going on, man? But anyway, then Suika comes, that's bugging me. That's really, really bugging me, and I really need to know more. But then we have Suika is finally escaping the ropes that Mantle tied her in, and she makes it back to the tournament. She gets to the tournament, she goes to the top of a pole, and she realizes that Kinro has the fuzzy sickness, because she has the fuzzy sickness, so she can tell because he's squinting his eyes. So she goes up there to the priestess' little hut, rolls down, throws her helmet, lands on Kinro, and Kinro has evolved to Kinro with glasses, man. Yes, because dude is absolutely fantastic. He got the glasses and he was molly-whopping Magma. Sorry about the train. And it was absolutely fantastic. It was too glorious, man. I loved every single moment of it. There was like an explosion all of a sudden when there was no need for an explosion, because where? But he put the glasses on. Well, he put the helmet on with the glasses, and it was absolutely beast, man. I loved every moment, and he molly-whopped Magma, man. Oh, boy, it was so good. Then we had some extra stuff going on. We had Mantle trying to cheat by throwing rocks at Kinro, and they shut that down fast. Then we also have Magma telling Kinro to lick his feet, and he'll make him his second in command. And dude, another thing I want to touch on was when they showed the close up of Magma's feet. First of all, dude, you need a pedicure like pronto. But I love the definition and the animation of his feet, dude. It was so, it looked like, most of the time, like when they show feet in an anime, you know, like it's from a distance, or like it's like right there on them, and that you like, oh well, that's feet. But like they zoomed in so close, you saw everything, the toenails, the wrinkles, and everything in his feet, man. Now that's good animation, man, and artwork, because that's hard work to draw that like that, man. But this is your boy Dick Incredible, and that's pretty much all that happened this episode. But I keep saying, man, it was so fun, and Kinro with glasses is beast, man. This is your boy Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe. But only if you really want to, man. And remember, the anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.